I am Professor Eshen Urao, Department of Botany and Coordinator Environment and Water Management, GN College Dhurwa. Today I am going to teach the students of Environment and Water Management, BSc Honors Vocational Courses, General Elective Paper. The topic of today's discussion is fungi. Under this fungi, we will study about the general characters and introduction of fungi. So let us explain the basic features of fungi. As you know, fungi come under the microorganisms. Then what do you mean by microorganism? Microorganisms are those organisms which cannot be seen through naked eye and that can be seen through microscope and equipments. So, not all fungi, but few of them are come under microorganisms. The fungi, it come from Latin words fungus. It means mushroom, and the features of mushrooms are it is simple, non-vascular, achlorophyllous, heterotrophic, spore-bearing eukaryotes with a distinct cell wall made of fungus cellulose. We will explain one by one. The fungus is non-vascular, meaning thereby the fungal body is not made up of vascular tissue, say for example xylem, phloem or conductive tissue as found in the plant tissue. So it is very simple that fungi is a non-vascular body. Next one is the fungi is achlorophyllous, meaning thereby it lacks chlorophyll entirely. There is no chlorophyll or absence of chlorophyll. So this type of absence of chlorophyll body is known as achlorophyllous. Now the third term, that is it is heterotrophic. It means they are unable to make their own food material and it has to depend on other material for getting its nutrients. So it is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now it is spore bearing eukaryotes. The fungi come under eukaryotic type of cell and it bears a spore and its body is made of cellulose and that we call fungus cellulose, and it has a glycogen as reserve food material. So fungi simply defined as a non-vascular achlorophyllous bacterio heterotrophic spore-bearing eukaryotic cell having fungal cellulose and glycogen as a reserve food material. The branch of biology that deals with the study of fungi is known as mycology. The mycology, it comes from Greek word mycos means fungus, logos means study. So it is the branch of science that deals with the study of various aspects of fungi, and the scientists who are specialized in the study of fungi are called as mycologists. So, mycology is the branch of biology that deals with the study of fungi, and the scientists who are engaged in the study of fungi are simply called as mycologists. Now, we have to learn more about general features of fungi. So let us see the fungi. They exhibits a different mode of nutrition. Means they get their nutrition by different pattern, and one of them is they show parasitic mode of nutrition. Then what does it mean by parasitic mode of nutrition? It is simply means they obtain their food from other living organisms, and that organisms are called as host. So there is a host parasite relationship to which we call parasite. Parasite is an organism which obtain their food material from other living being. So other living being is called as host, and the living content is known as parasite. So fungi exhibits a parasitic mode of nutrition. They absorb food from host through knob-like structure called hostoria. So hostoria is very much similar to that of syringe. We see syringe, that is when it is put into the human body, artery and vein, and we suck blood from blood capillary. Similarly, this hostoria gets inside or injected into the plant body, and gets its nutrition from them, and it harms the host tissue or body, and parasite is itself or themselves benefited. So here is a plus or minus relationship. Now the next mode of nutrition is saprophytic mode of nutrition. What happens here? Here fungi obtain their food material from dead and decaying organic matters by the process of extracellular digestion. Here again there is a typical term, extracellular digestion. Do you know what is the exact meaning of extracellular digestion? Its meaning is when the digestion taking place outside of the cell in the surrounding, this type of digestion is called as extracellular digestion. So, fungi exhibits a saprophytic mode of nutrition. Here, they get their nutrition which has already been digested or semi-digested outside of their body in the surrounding. This we call extracellular digestion. Now, there are other mode of association of fungi that we call symbiotic association. Here, some fungi form symbiotic association with the photosynthetic autotrophic organisms. Again, what do you mean by the term symbiotic association? The symbiotic association is related with symbiosis. The symbiosis is the relationship in between two living organisms where both of them are equally or mutually benefited. This type of relationship is known as symbiosis, and in turn symbiotic association. So here you see some of fungi form symbiotic association with some cyanobacteria or with some plant roots and stems as well. So here some fungi form symbiotic association either with cyanobacteria or in algae. Mycorrhiza exhibit a specialized symbiotic association between roots of plants and fungi. So this is the uh, fungal plant relationship. and there is a lichens where it form symbiotic association with algae. So algae fungal relationship is known as lichens and plant fungal relationship is known as mycorrhiza. So in both of them, the photosynthetic organisms fix atmospheric carbon dioxide and thus makes available of their nutrients from the medium. So these are the different mode of nutrition clearly seen in fungi. Now we can also see the other important characters of fungi, and these are the distinguished features of fungi. Let us explain one by one their occurrence. Most of the fungi are terrestrial, living in dark, damp places, and so light is required for their nutrition. Few species are aquatic. So these are the different occurrence of fungi. They are as a parasite, they are as a saprophyte, they are as a lichens, they are as a mycorrhiza. So there are different types of their presence and occurrence in the environment. They lack chlorophyll, so they are incapable to synthesize their own food material. That's why the fungi are known as heterotrophic, and in another way, it lacks chlorophyll, which is very universal photosynthetic machinery. So lack of this chlorophyll as a photosynthetic machinery, the fungi is known as achlorophyllous body. Now, the body of the fungi is made of mycelium. Mycelium is the somatic body of fungus. The mycelium is formed of a number of fine filaments called hyphae. Again, the body of fungus are not truly tissues are found. So true tissues are not organized and they are also called non-vascular. No conducting tissues are present in fungi. Again, about nucleus. Fungal cells can be monokaryotic, dikaryotic, or multinucleate. By saying monokaryotic, it means presence of single nucleus. And by saying dikaryotic means presence of two nucleus. And when we say about multinucleate, it means more than two nuclei are present. So accordingly, they have been named. Now the about shell wall. It is very important feature of all fungi that the fungal cell wall is made of chitin, and that is called as fungus cellulose. True cellulose with or without chitin occurs in primitive fungi, but in most common fungi they possess their cell wall made of chitin, or we can say it fungal cellulose. The Golgi apparatus that we call dictyosomes are generally unicisternal, and the reserve food material in the fungus is in the form of glycogen and oil. Nutrition, as we already discussed earlier, they exhibit heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They either saprophytes, parasite, and symbiotic association. So these are the some of the basic fundamental features of fungi. When we shift towards their economic importance, fungi They perform useful activities as well as harmful activities. Under useful activities, we can see there are industrial usage of fungi as a source of chemicals and as a source of food or food processing, as for example SCP, single cell protein. They also perform the functions of biological assays, the aggregation in the form of fungal body, and they perform the role of soil fertility and soil aggregation. They are very much decomposer, natural decomposer. We already know that all the living beings have been classified into animal kingdom, plant kingdom, and fungi, Monera, Protista. Out of these five kingdoms, fungi play as a decomposer. When the living being or dead decaying organic matter is there, they decomposes the dead and decaying organic body. So in this way, their role is in material cycle and ecological balance. So fungi play an important role in performing as a decomposer. Another role of fungi is biological control of pest. There are many more fungi. They perform or carry out the functions of eating and being eaten away in controlling some pest harmful insects. So they are biological controller. At the same time, we can see when we look at the other aspects of fungi, there is a harmful activities as well. Say for example, deterioration of articles, staining of wood, wood decaying, mycotoxin, aflatoxin, and as a pathogenic fungi. Under pathogenic fungi, it causes so many plant diseases. As such, ring rot of sugarcane, early blight of potato, late blight of potato, red rot of sugarcane, etc. Also, they are pathogenic in nature, to which we call pathogenic any organism that causes diseases in animal or plant is called as pathogenic agent. So fungi act as a pathogenic organism. At the same time, they also causes diseases in human being. So there are two economic importance of fungi. One is useful activities and other is harmful activities. We have already discussed about both of them. Now about something their mode of reproduction. Fungi shows two types of reproduction, vegetative as well as reproductive. Under vegetative, in this phase, the mycelium absorbs nutrients rapidly and continues to grow in an area on the substratum, and the fungus is hardly noticeable due to two reasons: hyaline nature and occurrence of major part of the mycelium inside the substratum. Reproductive phase, in this phase the hyphae become aerial and form different types of reproductive modification in the form of spores and fruiting bodies. So fungi reproduce by two methods: vegetative as well as reproductive. So we have discussed today a few most highlighted features, most striking feature or most distinguishing features of fungi, in what way it is different from fungi plants. So today discussion is over now. In the next class we will study about the different types of fungal reproduction and their cellular organization.